What's up? So yeah, I want to make this short little video describing my idea on my first sleeve. I already pretty tatted, but these were like young. I'm in a band. There's some meaningful stuff like that means independent, but what a lot of my friends know about me, I'm a history buff. I love history, especially violent history. Rome, Carthage, Byzantine Empire, a whole lot of other crazy people that made history. Yeah, so this arm is going to be dedicated to history. I had a lot of time to think about it, and spent a lot of hours thinking, what kind of theme? Because usually like when you do a sleeve, you want it kind of to make sense and not just look good, but kind of all be suited right and all have the same type of feel to it. So yeah, mine's gonna be dedicated to the Eastern Roman Empire. I know you guys are thinking, what the hell is that? I don't want this to be like a history lesson, because I could make 100 of them, and there's so many other great people that do it. I mean, eventually I'll probably do something like this, but right now this is not a history video. This is just me telling you about my future tattoos. Right. Okay. Short, brief introduction. Alright, Eastern Roman Empire, right? Okay. At some point, Rome, there's just so much going on in later history, it's split. So you have the West and the East. And sometime, down the road, the West Empire falls. East kind of prospers. It goes through some turbulent times, but, it thrives. Now, the colony people there, kind of a mix between, well, not so much a mix, but just, different. Same, but different. You got a lot of Greeks, Slavic, Eastern Europeans, basically the countries where Turkey is today, But that's, like I said, this isn't a history lesson. Anyway, yeah, so it's lost now. It's completely, like, you can't find it on a map anymore. Greece still exists, and parts of southern Italy still have architecture, along with other countries that the Byzantine Empire conquered. Still have, like, monasteries and churches and buildings that have a Byzantine feel. You probably ask me, well, what's a Byzantine feel? What is a Byzantine building? Well, when you see pictures of Russia, them domes, that's it, pretty much. Or, like, pictures of, like, seaside Greece. You see, like, them dome buildings, real big. They look like mosques, but they're not. That's what it is. It's an Eastern thing. So, I'm not Greek, by the way. I'm Italian. I probably have a little bit in me, but whatever. But yeah. As you go out through history, the Roman Empire, the western part, actually Italy, and all the northern parts, they become the Holy Roman Empire, and a lot of the leaders, and I lie to you not, are not Italian. They're, Frankish, French people, German, Hungarian, yeah. See where I'm going with this? Now, prior to this, I'm going to say, from like Rome, Ravenna, which is a little side in northern Italy, Venice, down, Naples, Sicily, was ruled by the Byzantine Empire. Once again, the Greeks, they're not Italians, but they, take hold and they try to, expand and become a united Roman Empire. It doesn't work, but they, retain a lot of southern parts, which is cool, Till this day, actually, some parts of southern Italy still speak like a, Greco-Italian mix. Alright. Yeah, so anyway, fast forward, 1453, Empire loses, doesn't get destroyed, gets conquered, the Ottomans take it, and it becomes Turkey. Whatever. Okay, anyway. And like I said, I think they did a lot during their time. They thrived. They started out as like this little kind of like chunk of land in the Bosphorus and expanded, shrunk again, expanded over here. They made their impact. They made history. But like I said, they're gone. So since they're only but I think, because when I think Mediterranean, I think, southern Greece. People argue, oh, there's North Greece, they're Slavic, they're not Slavic, the Greeks are a thing, whatever. To make it easy, whatever. When you think of Greece, you think of, Italy. So that's where my philosophy is. Long story short, this arm would be dedicated to that, Byzantine Empire. That Eastern Roman Empire, as I can call it. Whatever. They thought of themselves as fucking Romans. That's, the point I'm trying to get across here. So yeah, starting on this one, right here, I'm going to get this character called Leo the Syrian, Okay, well, it's called, his name's Leo the Isaurian, whatever. Long story, some evil historians kind of threw that title at him. You're like, well, what the hell's an Isaurian? It's a group of people that have nothing to do with him. The man was born in, like, a breakaway part of Syria, which is also now Turkey. Anyway, why am I getting him? Mind, he's not Italian. He's Syrian. He's Arab. But, he spoke both Arab and Greek, whatever. He was an empire. He was a badass, okay? That's why I'm getting him, okay? And to me, what I think, he kind of saved the Western civilization a little bit. So, during this time, right, he kind of, like, tricked other people around him into, kind of fast-forwarding his move to the throne, in Constantinople. And, yeah, it was just, he thought, he devised plans, he plotted, and he won. Oh, he was also against, 55,000 troops from the Caliphate. Muslim armies at the time were huge, just grabbing land like crazy. And this guy was like, stop, And how he did that? Oh, he didn't just go up there and, start fighting. No, remember, this guy just kind of, raising the bar. So he basically tricked them, saying, oh, yeah. If you help me be emperor, I'll, pay tribute to you guys. So, he tricked the generals of this, Caliphate army. And, yeah, totally did a 360 on them. And boom, Now, yeah, I know it's kind of, playing dirty or whatever, but, I mean, this is war. If you don't think of a brilliant tactic, you're going to get crushed. So, he was on the throne, I think, for 22 years. Yeah, but anyway, he's the one I picked here. The only bad thing I want to say, I probably should start with that. Okay, he kind of developed, towards the end, this thing called iconoclasm. Basically, in short term, it's, the smashing of holy relics, saints, mosaics, people like the statues and stuff, of all holy stuff. He didn't like that. He thought that was crazy. At the time, that stuff was going nuts. Now, mind you, these people in this part of the country, they're not Catholic. They're Greek Orthodox Christianity. It's Eastern Christianity for, Greeks, Russians, Baltic people, stuff like that. You could look it up. Orthodox. But yeah, they were obsessively obsessed. And a lot of natural shit started happening, like earthquakes, just natural disasters. And he couldn't, process it. So he was like, oh, well, shit, maybe, God is not in my favor. And that's just what he thought. So he's like, I'm going to ban icons, religious, holy stuff. So he moved a few things. Instead of, pictures of Jesus, he had, pictures of crosses and stuff. Whatever. It wasn't, that, heavy as, like I said, these historians that were Catholic and hated the guy, portrayed him in a bad light. That's the old saying, history is always written by your enemies, right? So they're going to obviously put him in a bad light. But the guy did a lot. If he wasn't there at this particular time, I think this caliphate would have progressed and, Europe would have looked a lot different. Just saying. But, he was not just, a soldier emperor. He was, he did a lot of good taxes for the people. And, yeah, like I said, the only bad thing, really, I think, was him issuing this, iconoclasm thing, which, caused a couple riots. The Pope was like, you're out, excommunicated. Then pretty much you get kicked out of the club. So he was like, Leo, in response to that, was like, oh, you're kicking me out? Fine, then I'm going to tax all the parts of Italy I own. And that's what he did. So he took all the money from Italy that was going to go to the Pope and gave it to his, holy roller people. And yeah, that goes on for some time. But, another battle ensues. He wins. And, people like him. Monks, meh. But, I don't know. Man was good. Anyway, he's going to start this off. The next pieces will be, I'm going to get another guy named John Dukas, I want to say. He was a guy, part of, like I said, I don't want to make this is already going too long already, is part of the Nicene Empire, which was like a breakaway part, and that's further down the road. This guy was boss too. Just look, John Dukas III, whatever, and you'll see this guy's achievements. Anyway, yeah, he'll probably go over here, and, if you know anything about history, especially the Byzantines, they were good, builders. All their architecture, like, you could spot it out, like, in a lineup. You're like, no, yes, So, yeah, I'm going to incorporate their architecture in between, the tattoos. Just like if you were getting a sleeve, people get, like, vines or whatever it is to fill up a sleeve. And, yeah. I don't know why I made a video to feel like I have to explain it, but I don't know, it's fun, and I do kind of want to make history videos, but I feel like, I would like, step away and reference something and they come back. I don't know. Or I'll just have like papers in front of me. Podcasts are way better because sometimes they don't see your face, or, sometimes they say, I don't know, whatever. But, yeah, so, yeah, that's going to be my, well, not goals, there's nothing big, and, I'm not going to get it, like, every day, these things, they cost money, take time, and you have to get the right artist for them, This whole thing's about, decent tattoos, but a theme, and that's my theme, that's my idea. Some people, I don't know, get Jesus with churches, or their life story, or their country of origin, I guess, and, fill it in with beaches, I don't know, whatever. You guys know what tattoo sleeves look like. I don't have to explain that part. So yeah. It's going to be a journey. It's going to last for a while, And basically it's like paying tribute, a lot of the countries, from history, still standing today. Except for that one. I mean, it's still there. Just not the same people and not the same title. So, if anything, it is truly lost to the West. And yes, it did, I think, save the West. It was very east, mind you. But it's like, that wall before the flood hits. It's going to hit this before it ruins this. And this wall lasted a pretty while. Until another wall was built. There you go. That's my whole philosophy behind it. So yeah. Getting two badasses on my arm from history. And all their architecture and, backgrounds that go with it will be a sleeve in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for that, And yeah, thanks for listening. If you did, thank you. Like the video, right? They usually say that stuff. I don't care. Alright guys, peace.